Alright guys, welcome back to another tutorial on object-oriented PHP programming language. On this tutorial, I'm going to teach you something which is called dependency injection. So, before we get started, first I was confused whenever I was finding this word, which is dependency injection. So, to explain dependency injection in a simple word, if you have two classes, if the one class depends on the other class, it is called dependency. It means if the two classes are independent. Think of a scenario like this. I have a box and I want to lock this box. So I'm supposed to have two materials, right? There is a box and also there is also a lock. So to lock the box, I need the lock, right? So the box is dependent on the lock. That's what this thing refers to. That's what dependency injection refers to. So let's try to make this program. Let's create a class called a box. Let's create a class called lock, and let's make this box to be dependent on the lock. Okay, so let's create this class called a box first. So let me have a class called a box, which depends on a class called a lock. Okay, so let me have a class called lock here, and let me close the box also. Okay, so let's try to make this lock class first. Lock class helps us what? To lock a box, right? So let's make a protected just the variable called is locked. So let's try to make a function that will lock this lock. So public function lock, and let's make this thing is locked to true. So don't forget to use the keyword called this. So let's make this is locked. So let's also create a get function that will return this lock. So let's create public function called is locked, and let's make this function to return this is locked. Okay, so we have created a functionality to lock a box. So let's create our box here. So to create our box, let's create a protected variable called a lock. Okay, so let's make a public function. So since we want to access these attributes here, we want to access this lock and this lock element, because the lock is the one that locks the box. Okay, so we're supposed to gate this function in variables here. So to do that, we're supposed to have what? An object, right? So to create the object, let's make a construct, and let's pass object here. So we can pass objects as an argument. So to create an object of lock, let's make lock, and let's make this lock here. So let's make this lock to be equated with this lock, or let's assign this lock to this lock here. So let's make this lock is equals to the lock. So let's create a function that closes the box. Whenever you want to just to lock a box, first you have to close the box, right? Then after you close the box, you are going to lock the box. So let's try to make that functionality. So let's create a function called close, and let's pass this lock attribute here, and let's take this thing be true, thinking that whenever we want to close, we want to lock the lock. So if the lock is true, what did I want to do? I want to lock the lock, right? So I'm going to make this lock. So this thing is going to lock the lock here. But else, let's create a protected variable called is closed, and let's close the closed. If somebody doesn't want to lock the lock, we are going to close the box. So it's going to be this is closed is going to be true. So to see what's happening, let's echo out the box is locked. The box is locked or closed. Okay, now we are able to close the lock. close the box. So let's try to create a function that will allow us to open the box. So it's going to be public function open. Okay, so the first thing is going to be if this lock is locked, right? So if this lock is locked, just keeping in mind we are using this function from the other class, from the lock class. Okay, so if this lock is locked, what did I want to say? I want to unlock this lock, so let's create a function that will unlock. Okay, so let's create this function here, and let's try to create a function called public function unlock, which is going to make this is locked into false. So let's make this thing false. So now we are able to unlock the lock also. So the other thing is going to be, after unlocking the lock, we are going to open the box, right? So let's make this is closed. This is closed to false. Okay, so we have done all of the functionality. What we can understand from this example is going to be, we got the box and we got the lock here. The box is dependent on the lock, so this scenario is called dependency injection. So let me show you the real dependency injection here. So it's going to be require ma.php here, and let's also require doc.php. Okay, so let's try to create a box of box, which is going to be new box. In here, rather than arguments, I'm going to pass object of the lock, so it's going to be new lock. Okay, so what I can do, I can access the methods here, so I can close the box also, and I can open the box. So let's try to close the box and let's try to open the box. So let's see our result here. It says the box is closed. For the open, let me also make a verification message that says equal the box is closed. The box is open. Open. Okay, so let me try to reload this thing. It says the box is closed, and when I open the box, it says the box is open. So think of a scenario. I want to pass string here, like I want to say lock. Can I do that? Let's try to see this thing. It says argument 1 pass the box, constructor must be an instance of a lock. It means the box is dependent on the lock, so we are not able to pass the constructor here. So that is the main reason. So with that being said, this is what I will tell you about dependency injection. Till we meet on the next tutorial, keep on liking, keep on subscribing, keep on sharing my videos with your friend. Peace and love. Ciao.